Like a lot of people, I've been really tempted by the Remarkable 2 e-ink tablet. I still see it all over my feeds, but I own an iPad, which is about the same price and also lets me take notes and do so much more. But what if the e-ink tablet was a bit cheaper? And is there even an argument for owning both? Okay, cards on the table. This super thin e-ink tablet does a fraction of what my mega powerful iPad Pro can do. And over the course of this video, I'll explain why I think that might just be a really good thing. But stop me if this sounds familiar. I like to think of myself as a pretty productive, organised person. I work hard, I like to play an active role in family life, and occasionally I have some semblance of a social life too. And up until recently, my solution to staying on top of all of that has been trying every to-do and note-taking app under the sun, including pencil and paper. Some worked better than others, but I think it's fair to say that a lot of the challenges with all of these is that there's always something missing. For example, I used to use paper notebooks, but one day I lost one that had 8 months of notes in it, and it pretty much ruined my life for a little bit. So I switched to digital note-taking with cloud backups built in, but the problem there is they involve setting up productivity systems on devices that also have lots of other things going on, and they're designed to create distractions every single time you touch them. And all of that led me to testing out this, the Penstar eNote. It's a 10.3-inch digital notebook that's got lots of tricks up its sleeve. And let's start with the price. It's $399 or about £320, although it's currently on offer at $349 or about £270 depending on where you look. Let's start by looking at all the reasons you wouldn't want one of these. Firstly, it's black and white, whereas any iPad you buy is super high resolution colour. Also, this e-ink display menu system can feel quite slow to move around, whereas my iPad is super fast and responsive. The eNote is also free of any backlight, so you won't be able to use it in any dark environments, and it's also not a touchscreen. This really confused me when I opened it up, because after years of using an iPad, I just started intuitively jabbing at the screen once I turned it on. You have to use the included pen stylus to control this thing, or use this array of 9 physical buttons down the side. So if any of those things sound like they bother you, don't buy this, just get an iPad instead. And I'll be honest, after the first hour or so, I was really scratching my head at why anyone would want one of these, let alone have both. But over the last week or so, as I delved a bit deeper, it began to become clearer to me. I started to lean into what this thing can do, and it's actually more than you'd think. First of all, that display. Yes, it is black and white, but it's also incredibly thin, and the whole package is very lightweight, and they've made that possible by removing tons of layers that other e-ink and traditional tablet displays would ordinarily have. So the reason this can be so thin is because there's no touch control layer and there's no front lit layer. Those things would normally add touch control and lighting, but on an e-ink display, they'd also affect clarity. And the result here is that it really is pin sharp and very easy on the eyes if, like most people, you're prone to eye strain from looking at screens all day. Secondly, I talked about this being a bit slow to respond when compared to an iPad, and when it comes to moving around the menu system, I do stand by that, but bear in mind that you're mainly going to be using this to take notes with. And after a week or so using this as my primary note-taking device, I noticed that there was a real benefit in just slowing my brain down to the speed of my hand. And if you're like me, sometimes it feels like your brain is going at 1,000 miles an hour, but having something that allows you to be more intentional and more deliberate, it just ends up making for quite a mindful experience. And I have noticed that the quality of my note-taking has improved as a result of taking that little bit more time over things. Now, in terms of the writing experience, obviously it's not paper, but compared to an iPad, it's definitely more paper feeling, and I think, crucially, more paper sounding. Here's my iPad, which has a paper-like screen protector installed. And then this is me writing on the Penstar eNote. And as you can see, the latency with the writing is actually pretty good. I found myself defaulting to using these 9 buttons on the side rather than using the stylus to move through pages. You can actually customize the buttons to do what you want for things like going back and forwards, adding a page, or just going back to the home screen. And you know what? It is actually quite refreshing to have some physical buttons on a device for once. As you might expect, overall the materials aren't quite as premium as something like an iPad. The back, for example, is a little bit fingerprinty, and the magnetic cover is mainly made of this vegan leather material, which does a good job of protecting the display, even if it doesn't feel quite as premium as real leather. I do really like this fabric strip on the edge of the cover though. I kind of wish the whole thing was covered in this stuff. It feels really nice and grippy to hold. Overall though, it does look the part and it wouldn't be out of place in a modern office or a desk setup. Let's take a closer look at the pen stylus. This is super lightweight and really easy to hold. The materials are a little bit plasticky, and obviously this isn't going to give you the same premium feeling as a nice rollerball pen or even a fountain pen, but the feeling of the nibs on the screen is what I'm really interested in here, and yeah, it's super satisfying. Penstar say on the box that it gives 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity, and having used this alongside my Apple Pencil for a while, I can say it's very much on a par with that. I've tended to use the calligraphy pen and the pen in most of my testing, but as you can see, there's a few others to choose from, including different colors, which will show up when you export the notes to any device that's capable of showing them. For instance, this might be handy if you're kind of correcting documents and you need to redline or highlight any changes before you send it back. There's also lots of templates built in for the pages themselves, from classic dots and lines and grids to planning templates like storyboards and lists, even music notation and perspective lines. You can upload your own custom templates too if you've got a format that you really like to work with. And when you're writing, you can flip the stylus around and it works as an eraser without having to select a specific tool. Now, even my $130 Apple Pencil Pro can't do that. And also, if you want to move things around, there's a lasso tool which lets you drag and drop things around your pages once you've put them there. There's also some handwriting recognition powered by on-device AI, which can be really handy. And if you're taking notes in meetings or classroom environments, you can also record audio using the built-in microphones. I can't actually tell where they are, but apparently there are 4 of them, and they've got noise reduction built in too. You can even listen back to the audio using a built-in speaker. Now, if you are using this for studying or making notes from another document or website, you can also split screen your note taking, which is kind of cool. Now, I wouldn't recommend using this device to browse a website, as compared to something like an iPad, the experience is pretty horrible. But if you need to quickly copy over some notes or refer to an online article for some research, yeah, it works. So as you can see, for what looks like a dumb screen, this thing's actually pretty smart. You get some really cool features included out of the box too, like all the usual cloud storage options and wireless syncing across to your other devices. I think that's probably the extent to which people would want to use a feature like this, but there's also some more connected stuff to explore in here. You can have it access your calendar and also your email account so that they appear on this homepage if you like. I chose not to, as I'm mainly using this as a focus device that's purely for note-taking, free of those kind of apps. There is also a kind of app store that uses the Android-powered OS to install certain packages after you've passed them across from your computer, and that means you can access things like Microsoft Office documents, spreadsheets, and presentations using the native Microsoft apps. Oh, and this is a big one. Unlike Remarkable, you can read Kindle books on this. It works a treat. You just have to download the app and install it onto the device, sign into your account, and there you go. All your books are there and you can just browse through the library as normal. I think the biggest win for me though, as with any e-ink display, the battery life is absolutely insane. This thing packs a 6,000 mAh battery, and that'll last you up to 2 weeks, which, let's just say, is a lot better than my iPad. So should you buy one of these or an iPad? To me, the simple cop-out answer is yeah, ideally get both. Whilst the iPad is a bit of a jack of all trades, it is mainly a consumption device, and that means it's packed to the brim with distractions. And yeah, you can head into the accessibility settings and make your iPad grayscale and then program in a load of focus modes to switch off apps that are going to lead you astray, but where's the fun in that? iPads really come into their own when they're showing you vivid 4K films and beautiful glossy images on websites. And that's not what this is for. This is a focus tool. I mean, look at it. It looks like it means business. It's a serious bit of kit. And the thing that's really surprised me after a week or so is that I genuinely prefer to make notes on this rather than on my iPad. I've become so used to having these strokeable, instant on screens that having something that slows me down when I'm in writing mode or note-taking mode has been full of really unexpected benefits. Plus, being able to take this to bed and catch up on my Kindle reading without any form of blue light going on has also helped me unwind and relax at the end of the day. I reckon an e-ink device like this might be more practical in a setting where you want to provide the personal connection of analog, but you need the connectivity and accessibility of something digital. It's a really nice halfway house. So yeah, if that sounds like the kind of mindset you want to get into, I'd definitely give this a try. You might be surprised. There's a link down in the description if you want to check out their latest offers, or you can just buy them directly on Amazon. Now, very importantly, before I sign off, I reached out to Penstar to ask if they wanted to sponsor this video, but it's important that you know that they haven't seen any of this ahead of publishing. They haven't paid me to say anything specific, and I only reached out to them after I'd got my hands on this one and told them I was thinking of making a comparison video. Right, if you enjoyed this one, folks, come and get distracted with me over here in this video, which those little YouTube robots reckon you'll like too. See you next time.